Professional Teaching Standards by Timothy Sweet, SEC502, Grand Canyon University, February 9th, 2022. Instructor David Stewart. We are to compare the INTAX standards with the SPA standard most relevant to our teaching profession, and we are to identify at least two common themes, explain how these themes are represented in each standard set and how they relate to the knowledge, skills, and values of effective teachers. Describe how each set of standards addresses professional collaboration and data-driven instruction decision-making. I honestly could not for the life of me find data-driven instructional decision-making throughout the reading material. I'll have to do better throughout the rest of these last 3 weeks of the course, but I did my best to finish everything strong with the other requirements for this rubric. Content knowledge. Teachers must know their content to effectively present it to their students in INTASC or in SPA. In INTASC, as a social studies teacher, I will be a part of the National Council for the Social Studies, the NCSS. Personalized learning for diverse learners is important as well, and the standards stress that teachers build literacy and thinking skills across the curriculum and help learners address multiple perspectives in exploring ideas and solving problems. Within SPA, candidates demonstrate knowledge of social studies disciplines. Candidates are knowledgeable of disciplinary concepts, facts and tools, structures of inquiry, and forms of representation. Candidates are knowledgeable about the concepts, facts, and tools in civics, economics, geography, history, and the social behavioral sciences as well. Standard 4 in INTASC, content knowledge. The teacher understands the central concepts, tools of inquiry, and structures of the disciplines he or she teaches and creates learning experiences that make these aspects of the discipline accessible and meaningful for learners to assure mastery of the content. Within SPA, candidates are knowledgeable again of the disciplinary concepts, facts, and tools, structures of inquiry, and forms of representation. And going forward, the college, career, and civic life C3 framework for social studies state standards, the C3 framework establishes 4 core principles as the intellectual context for studying how humans have interacted with each other and with the environment over time. Each of these disciplines, civics, economics, geography, and history, offers a unique way of thinking and organizing knowledge, as well as systems for verifying knowledge. Expectations of the profession and task standards. And the standard 9 is professional learning and ethical practice, where the teacher engages in ongoing professional learning and uses evidence to continually evaluate his or her practice, particularly the effects of his or her choices and actions on others, learners, families, other professionals, and the community, and adapts practice to meet the needs of each learner. Expectations of the profession continued. Performances 9A, the teacher engages in ongoing learning opportunities to develop their knowledge and skills in order to provide all learners, all students, with engaging curriculum and learning experiences based on local and state standards. The teacher engages in meaningful and appropriate professional learning experiences aligned with his or her needs and the needs of the learners, school, and system. Independently and in collaboration with colleagues, the teacher uses a variety of data. For example, systematic observation, information about learners, research to evaluate the outcomes of teaching and learning, and to adapt planning and practice. The teacher actively seeks professional, community, and technological resources within and outside the school as supports for analysis, reflection, and problem solving. The teacher reflects on his or her personal biases and accesses resources to deepen his or her own understanding of cultural, ethnic, gender, and learning experiences to build stronger relationships and create more relevant learning experiences. The teacher advocates, models, and teaches safe, legal, and ethical use of information and technology, including appropriate documentation of sources and respect for others in the use of social media. I'm just going to touch on that quickly. That's very important nowadays. The amount of anxiety and depression and mental health crises that teens and preteens face because of TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and other social media is quite paramount and something that teachers should be on top of and parents should be on top of as well. I'm going to speed ahead here toward the end of this. Pitfalls of the profession on slide 9. Burnout is a key concern with many teachers, especially older teachers, according to the research that I have found. A study conducted with 515 teachers showed that emotional burnout and insensitivity levels were increased for older teachers. Teachers with higher levels of education had higher risks of burnout. Going to slide 10, and I'm going to pass that as well for the sake of time and go to the aspect of stopping racism and promoting equality in education. I would just say that the data showed that Black or Hispanic students seem to face more difficulties than their white counterparts, and it is important for teachers, people in my profession going forward, once I become a teacher in the next year and a half, to be very sensitive to the needs of Black and Hispanic students. I just think right now of a topic in the news media where a Black head coach in the NFL just filed a class action lawsuit against the Miami Dolphins, I believe 3 other NFL franchises, and the NFL writ large due to discriminatory hiring practices within the National Football League. It's something that faces every aspect of our society, and education would be no different. So it would be paramount for me to be knowledgeable and sensitive to that with my students and also with my fellow educators. Thank you for taking the time to follow my slides and to follow my presentation, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.